Hello, everyone. It is Thursday, 29th of September, and today we're going to be working on the core. Now, I mentioned in my WhatsApp message that we want to work on the core in a safe way. And what I mean by a safe way, there are two important parts to that. One is that we protect our backs. So we don't want to be rounding our backs out when we work the core. You want to keep nice curve in your low back, okay? Because the rounding of the back where we pull our belly in, if we do it a couple of times, it's not a big deal. However, when you work the core repeatedly, that can put pressure on the low back and that can create back pain. So we don't want that. We want strong core to support our back. The second thing is our perineum. And the perineum is not just the groin, it is a whole structure of muscle. It's like a hammock in front and back that helps to support all of the lower organs. Now, this is important for women, especially if you've had children, but it is also important for men and men and women alike, even women that haven't had children. You need to have that ultimate hammock support for all of the lower abdomen organs, okay? So that hammock needs to be able to hold everything up. And sadly, with time, gravity starts pulling all those things down. So we need to work against it to have everything supported. And just to answer some questions from some of these students that have asked me, we don't do sit-ups anymore. Yes, because the more I read about the perineum, the more I understand how the sit-ups, when you're lying on your back, puts pressure down into the low abdomen, which pushes those organs down. And we don't want that. We want the organs lifted and held in place in that hammock, okay? So that's what we're going to be working on today. So to start out, please come standing onto your mat and bring your feet about hip width apart. Have your knees soft. Bring your arms down by your sides. Lift your chest away from your hips and keeping that nice curve in the low back, keeping your chin parallel to the floor. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, feel your belly flattening against your low back, but without rounding the back, okay? We'll do that again. Deep breath in. Breathe out, feel the belly flattening against the low back. 2 more times. Breathing in. Breathe out, feel the belly flattening against the low back. And you should feel there is a tightness happening here. That's important. 1 more. Breathing out. Good. Now everyone, set your hands around your lower ribs. The lower ribs is where the diaphragm is attached. So I want you to get the lower ribs expanding as you breathe in and coming back and releasing as you breathe out. That's right. Breathe in, feel it, expanding and releasing. Keep going with this. And as you do this, as you breathe in, the breath should not come down into the lower abdomen. The lower abdomen needs to stay flat. Breathe out. So that keeps the pelvic hammock strong. Again, breathe in and breathe out. In yogic terms, you could say that this is a partial Mula Bandha. So Mula Bandha is contracting the lower pelvic region. And breathe out. 1 more time. This is just these deep diaphragmatic breaths. Not dramatic, but diaphragmatic. Good. Now, relax. keeping the lower abdomen slightly tonic, so you don't need to pull it inwards and upwards, but it's nice and strong. Bring your hands to your heart center and clasp your fingers together. Push the palms skyward. Take another deep breath in, keep the legs strong. Breathe out, lean to your right. So this is already some core work here. Breathing in, rise back up. Breathe out, lean to your left. That's it. Breathe in, rise back up. Breathing out to your right. Good. Breathing in, rise. Breathe out to your left. That's beautiful, ladies. Keep going. Breathing in, rise. Breathing out, lean over. Yes. Breathing in, rise. Breathing out, leaning over. And come back to center. Bring the palms of the hands together and bring your thumbs into your upper back. Lift your chest, open the ribs. Feel that your shoulders are opening. Take deep, slow breaths. See if you can get the breath into the diaphragm again. Keeping the belly strong. And let's release. Bring the arms down by your sides. And look now for that perfect posture. So it has your knees soft, hips are back, ribs lifted, shoulders opening wide, and chin parallel to the floor. Let's bring our hands to our heart center now. Take a deep breath in, raise the arms and stretch long skyward. Bring your elbows down towards your knees. So as you do this, you get into a squat position. Hips go back. It's important for the squat. Everyone needs to work the squat. Fingertips come down to the ground and you step back to a plank position. Okay, let's adjust the plank a little bit. Open your shoulders, pull your belly in flat, keep curve in the low back and tighten your legs. If possible, even tighten your glutes. Head is lifted. Plank is the ultimate core work that will actually protect the perineum if you do it properly. Lower your knees and everybody come into child's pose. Open the knees, sink back and relax for a moment. Take a few deep, slow breaths. So we're just warming up here, ladies. We're getting into movement, we're warming up the articulations, warming up the body. Come back up onto your hands and knees. Hands under the shoulders, bring your knees in a bit, underneath the hips. Take a deep breath in and curve your spine, looking skyward. And breathe out and round, look to your belly button. And again, we'll curve and look skyward. Breathe out and round. One more time, curve, look skyward. Breathing out, rounding. Coming back to a flat back. Step your hands forward, just about one length of your hand forward. So they're farther forward than the shoulders. Tuck your toes under and rise to a down dog. And bend your right knee, press the left heel down. And we just sort of move into the position, getting the feet, the ankles, the knees moving, everything mobilizing softly, gently. Good. Then begin stepping your right foot forward first, left foot forward, and just walk yourself forward to the front edge of your mat. Knees stay bent. Bring your hands to your thighs and lift your chest so you get into a chair position. Keep the hands at the thighs. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out, round. Pull your belly button inwards, perineum up. Breathing in. Coming back to the squat. Lengthen your back. Breathing out, round. Tuck the belly in. Breathing in, we stretch the spine, and we round one more time. Then coming back to a flat back, push against your thighs to rise to a standing position, arms stretched by your sides, Chest lifted, find your perfect posture. We'll do the same thing again, warming up nice and easy. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in, we rise. Folding, bring your elbows towards your knees, you get into the squat position. Then the fingertips come down to the earth and step back to your plank. We pause in plank. We want to get some really strong work here into the core. Keep your belly flat. Feel if you can lift your perineum up, up, up towards the belly. Shoulders wide, legs and glutes strong. Now lower your knees, open the knees again, and we come into child's pose. This helps to stretch the hips, also stretches the knees, and lengthens the back. Coming back up onto the hands and knees. Step your hands back under the shoulders. Knees come in at hip width. Take a deep breath in, curl. And breathe out and round. Breathing in, curling. Breathing out, rounding. Pull the belly button up and in. One more time. Breathe in and curl. And breathe out and round. Coming back to a flat back. Hands step forward. Tuck your toes. Rise to down dog. And pedal your feet. Getting into the toes, the ankles, the knees, legs and hips. And then stepping left foot, then right, then left, then right, till you get to the front edge of your mat. Bend your knees to a squat, hands to thighs. Lift up, now you're in the squat position, hands stay on the thighs, please. Yes. Breathe out and round. Breathe in, lengthen. Again, breathe out, round. Breathing in, lengthen. One more, breathe out and round. In and lengthen. Push against your thighs to come all the way up to standing. Perfect posture, everyone. All right, we're gonna move into some more cardiovascular work now. It's going to go faster. Take your time. We'll take out some of the cat-cow movements. Here we go, hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in, rise. Folding, elbows come down towards the knees, set your hands down, step back to a plank position. Now, in the plank, I want you to twist your hips so your right hip points more to the ground. Come back to center, you should feel core work. Left hip points down to the ground. Come back to center, lower your knees and do one little push-up. If possible, bring your chest all the way down to the floor. If not, just go halfway. Then all the way down, point your toes, everyone. Lengthen your legs, rise to a cobra, and push back. Down dog. You could also do crouching cat here if you wish. Raise your right leg, push it to the sky. 3, 2, 1. Now open the hip by letting the right foot go over towards the left-hand side of your mat. And then bring your hips back square. Swing your right foot forward as far as possible. Stepping all the way forward. Bend your knees low. Hands to thighs. Lift your chest now. Raise your arms by your ears so you get into a chair position. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out, twist to your right. Coming back to center. And push down through your legs to come to standing, arms stretched by your sides. That's right. Hands to heart center. We go again. Deep breath in. Fold it forward and down. Stepping back to your plank. Hold it here. Bring the left hip, turn it towards the ground. So you just move the hips, it's a little twist. Back to center, right hip towards the ground. Back to center, lower your knees, one push-up. Coming all the way down, point your toes, lengthen out, rise to cobra. And push back, down dog. Or crouching cat. Raise your left leg. Press it skyward. 3, 2, 1. Open the knee, opening up the hip. Square it back out again and swing it forward. Stepping all the way forward. Knees bend, hands to thighs. Come up to chair, arms by your ears. Breathing in. Breathe out, twist to your left. Breathing in, rise back up. And all the way up to standing. Excellent. Let's keep going. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in, rise. Folding. Stepping back to plank. Right hip points towards the floor, twisting. Back to center, left hip. Back to center, lower the knees, 1 push-up. All the way down. Cobra position. Down dog or crouching cat. Whoo, raise your right leg, press it skyward. 3, 2, 1, open the hip. Bring the hips back square, swing the right foot forward. Stepping forward into your chair. Arms up by your ears. Twist to the right. Back to center. All the way up to standing, arms stretched by your sides. Last round, let's go. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in, rise. Folding. Stepping back. Left hip goes down. Back to center, right hip goes down. Back to center, knees come down, 1 push-up. All the way down. Cobra. Down dog or crouching cat. Left leg up, push it. 3, 2, 1. Twist it open. Back square. Swing it forward. Into chair. Arms by your ears. Twist to the left. Back to center. All the way up to standing. Good job, everyone. Very good. Set your right hand onto your chest, your left hand onto your belly. Keep the lower belly strong and pulled in, and get the breath back to normal. Breathing in through the chest, and remember that diaphragmatic breath. Look to calm your body. Very nice. Bring your arms down by your sides. Bend your knees a little bit. Hips will go back as you bend your knees. Place your right foot on top of the left thigh and bring your hands to your heart center for the moment. Now, we're in a position that's called infinity pose with the legs. I want you to stretch your arms straight out in front of you now and twist only your upper body. So from the waist up to the shoulders and top of the head, twist. The lower body stays stable. The knees continue to point forward, and you hold 3, 2, 1. Unwind slowly. Uncross and release your arms. Good. Other side. Your knees bend, hips go back slightly. Left foot comes up on top of the right thigh, so just above the knee. Both knees point forward. Arms come in front, palms together. Twist to your left this time. So you're twisting only from the waist. The ribs twist, the shoulders twist, the head twists, but the legs stay stable. This is excellent, excellent core work. 2, good. 1, unwind and release. Okay. Hands come to your heart center. Soften your knees, knees slightly bent. Raise your right leg now. And we're going to move into an airplane position. Sending the right leg back. Keep your hands at your heart center this time. Send the right leg back. You could flex the foot for a little bit more tonicity through the leg. Your standing leg is bent. Holding 3, lift the leg high. 2, pull the ribs away from the hips. 1, now set your hands to the earth. The standing leg can bend a lot. Point the toes of the right leg. Hold it up there as high as possible. If you want, with your left hand, you grab your standing ankle and you pull yourself down. 3, 2, 1. Bring the right leg cross behind the left. Both feet as flat as possible. Grab your ankles, pull yourself down and hold. Set your gaze at the floor. Keep breathing. Knees stay soft, everyone. Then open your arms. Now this is some really good work for the back, the hips. Pull the belly in, lift your chin and lift your body. Slowly, slowly, until you're up to standing. Palms together over the head. Clasp all the fingers except index and thumb and lean to your left. So your right leg is still crossed behind your left and you're leaning over. It's a beautiful stretch for the IT band as well. Lift your head, looking forward. Keep breathing. Rise back up. Arms come down. Soften the legs and uncross. We'll do the whole thing on the other side. Hands to heart center. Both knees are soft. Send your left leg behind you. So if you flex the left foot, you bring some tonicity into the leg. Standing knee is bent. We hold. 3. Keep everything strong. Lift the leg nicely. 2. And 1. Bring the fingertips down to the earth. Point the toes of the left leg and raise the leg as high as possible. Grab a hold of your right ankle. Hold it here. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Bring the left leg cross behind the right. Both feet flat. Grab both ankles now and let yourself fold forward. Your gaze is at the floor. Both feet flat. Make sure all toes are down. 2, 1. Open your arms wide and let's rise up. Use the spine. Use the strength of the legs. Push down as you rise. And once you are all the way up, clasp the hands together over the head, except index and thumb. And lean over this time to your right. Stretching out the left-hand side of the body, feet flat. IT band is stretching as well. Lift your head. 3. Stay strong. 2, 1. Coming back up. Release your arms down by your sides. Uncross your legs. Good. Bend your knees and set your hands onto your thighs. So here we're going to be doing some breathing exercises that work the deeper core muscles, and it also helps to lift the perineum up. So you'll take a deep breath in. You'll breathe all the air out of your lungs through the mouth. Close your mouth, no breath in. You have no more air in the lungs. Pull your belly button in, pull your perineum up, and tuck your chin. And hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You come back up to standing. Relax your arms and take some deep breaths. Good. This is called Mahabandha. It's a bandha of the perineum, the belly, as well as the neck. And it can be very strong and it helps to lift the lower organs. So bring your hands back down just above your knees. Take a deep breath in. Breathe everything out. Belly button in. Perineum up. Tuck your chin. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up to standing. Release. We'll just do one more. These are very, very effective for all the core muscles and especially activating your core muscles. So, hands go back down onto your thighs, just above your knees, hips back. Deep breath in, breathe everything out. Pull up and in. Coming up to standing and release. Good job. Now we're ready for those plank positions. Hands come to your heart center. And let's go. Deep breath in, we rise. Breathing out, hands come to the earth. Step back to your plank position. So ladies, we're going to be doing a few different planks. Lift your head, look forward. Hold the position, belly in, flattening out. Feel your perineum lifting up. And step your right foot out to the side. Step your left foot out to the side. Right foot in, left foot in. Bring your left foot out now. Left, right, bring it in. Right foot out, let's go. Right out, left out. Right in, left out. Woo! Left in, one more round. Stay strong. If it's too much, bring your knees to the floor. Last one, left out, left in, right in. Bring your knees down, open your knees up, and relax. Child's pose, good job. Good job. Lifting back up. Bring your knees to one side to come lying down onto your side. You can have your head on the lower arm. Get into a position where you can see your device. One hand in front of you, both legs straight. Roll your hips back a little bit so that you're not on the bone. That bone is called the trochanter. It's part of the femur bone. You want to be rolled back so that you're behind it, okay? So it doesn't press into the floor. Lift both legs. Now you're going to feel it's really these oblique muscles that are helping to lift the legs. Let your tummy go inwards and upwards in this position. That's important, okay? Your tummy shouldn't be bulging out. You should be lifting in and up. All right, point your toes now and swing your bottom leg forward, top leg back. And then switch, top leg forward, bottom leg back. And switch, good. Switch, so when the bottom leg goes back, it doesn't go back very far. But when the top leg goes back, it can go back far. Switch, that's it, keep going. Switch, yes, switch. One more time, switch and switch. Both legs together now, keep them up off the floor and pulse, lifting up. 10, 9, should be super strong. 8, 7, everything flattening out. 6, woo, 5, 4, 3, that's great. 2, 1, bring the legs down. Bend your knees so that your feet come behind you. Lift up onto your elbow. Lift now your hips and you're in a side plank position, supported on the knees, okay? If you wish, stretch out your top leg without letting the toe touch the floor. Or if you have enough strength, bring the top foot on the floor and stretch out the lower leg as well. So you're in a full side plank. And we lift the hips here. 10, 9. To relax the neck, you can look down. 7, 6, keep lifting. 5, good. 4, even if you have the knee down, lift. 2, 1. Bend the knees, bring your hips back down. Lift up from the side. And what you'll do here, keep the knees bent. grab a hold of your ankles and raise that lower arm that was on the floor and stretch over towards your heels. Ah, good. Good job. Then we release. Keep facing your device and simply switch sides. Let your legs go to the opposite side. Lie all the way down so your head is resting on the lower arm. Top arm is in front of you for support. Stretch both legs. Roll back so that your hips roll back a bit and you're behind the trochanter. So you're not on the trochanter, you're just behind. That's going to help as well to work some of these deeper core muscles. Top arm in front of you, lift both legs. That's it. Good. So start, bottom leg goes forward first, top leg back, and then switch. And switch. Keep your belly pulled in tight. You can breathe naturally in and out through the chest. Use the diaphragm to breathe if you wish, but keep that belly tight. Yes, good. Yes. One more time, switching the legs. Switch, switch, last one. Bring the legs together, toes pointed. Lift the legs and we pulse up. 10, 9. Remember, you're rolled behind the trochanter. Everything working here very strongly. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Bring the legs down. Bend the knees so that the feet are behind you. Lift up onto that lower elbow. You can make a fist with the hand if you want, or palm down, whichever's most comfortable for you. Hand on the top hip. Lift your hips up. So if you stay on your knees when you do the pulsing, you can do that on the knees. Or you can stretch the top leg out, have it not touch the floor. That's a little bit harder work. Or you can bring your foot down and straighten out the lower leg as well. No knees touching the floor. And we pulse up. 10, 9, 8. If it strains the neck, look down. 6, 5. That's great. 4. Hang on to it. 3, 2, 1. Bring the hips down. Bring the knees down. Lift from the side. Grab a hold of the ankles and raise the lower arms, stretching over. Good job. Excellent. All right, releasing this, roll onto your belly now. Bring your hands underneath your forehead and move your hips from side to side. Relaxing, letting go of the low back, the neck, the shoulders. Okay, bring your feet hip-width apart. You could lift your head if you wish, or keep your head down. We're going to lift the legs up and we hold. If it's too much lifting the legs, you can bring them back down a little bit, okay? Let's see how high you can get them without any pain or heavy strain. You should feel the work down the backs of the legs, the glutes, low back, but not a lot of strain. Come on back down and move the hips side to side. Now, if in that previous posture you felt strain, just do the same thing, just not as high. So we'll lift both legs. Now you can modulate how high you want to lift them. If you're feeling good, you want to take it all farther, stretch your arms out in front of you, and we'll swim, bringing the arms down by our sides, and then push the arms forward as if you're pushing water, and swim, push it down by your sides. 4 more times. Push down. Keep the belly strong as well. 3. Pushing down. 2. Pushing down. And here we go. Here's the last one. Good stuff. Hands under the forehead. Move your hips from side to side to relax and let go. Excellent. Bend your knees. Reach around behind you, grab your ankles, grab your heels.
So I want you to avoid grabbing the ankles because pushing with the ankles into the hands tends to dislocate the hips. It makes your femur bones go forward. So if you place your hands on your heels, you're pushing your heels up to the sky. Has much less effect on your hips. So try this out. Pushing up to the sky, open up the chest, and hold. You don't get up as high, but it's much healthier for you. Keep breathing in and out through the diaphragm. 2, 1. Come on back down. Hands under the shoulders. Push up onto the hands and knees. Open your knees. Walk your hands off the right-hand side of your mat, pressing your hips back. So this stretches out through the shoulder as well as the side body. And we'll change sides. Bring your hands off the left-hand side. Hips go back. Coming back to center. Either you come kneeling onto your heels, or if this is not comfortable for your knees, come up onto your knees in a square position for your knees. Raise your right arm up. Bring your right hand behind. Left arm comes around. And see if you can't grab the hands, see if you can kind of crawl your right hand down and crawl your left hand up. If you're able to grab, great, go ahead and grab a hold and hold. If you're not grabbing, that's fine too. You hold the position. Here you get a really very nice stretch of the shoulders, arms, and there is a nice rotation for the rotator cuffs of your shoulders. Release, fingertips down on the floor. And we want to keep that flexibility in the shoulders and in the rotator cuffs. We want to keep that for life. Because with time, we tend to lose that mobility and flexibility of the shoulders. For as long as we can, we should try and keep it. Left arm comes up, over the head. Turn your right hand and sort of crawl them towards each other. Once you get to your maximum, just close your eyes and stay here. Breathing deeply. That's it. Good. Yes. Well done. Releasing. Roll your shoulders. And we'll bring our feet to one side, come to a seated position. We'll roll gently down onto our back. So you pull your belly button in as you roll down, breathing out. So we're going to do 3 different bridge poses today. The first one is going to be for the deeper perineal muscles and the core muscles. So arms will come down. You'll lift your hips up halfway to your maximum. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, squeeze your knees together, pull the perineum up, and let the belly go in. Breathe in and you open your legs. So let's go. We breathe out. Knees in, perineum up. Breathe in, open the legs. And again. And again. Make it as strong as possible. Feel that lower abdomen pulling upwards. 2 more. Last one. Release. Lower your hips down. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. And just relax for a moment. Just letting go. Our second bridge pose will be frog bridge. So you keep your legs in this position. It's the frog position. You press your soles of your feet together and you'll lift the hips up off the floor. You'd be amazed by the strength you have in your hips to be able to lift up in this position. And you press upwards. Press up, release. So here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7. Squeeze the glutes tight. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the hips down. Good. Raise your knees. Bring your feet hip width onto the floor, knees hip width. Now we do our classic bridge. Elbows pressing down into the earth. Open your chest. Raise your hips as high as possible. Lengthening your neck on the floor. Feel your legs engaging. The hips lifting you up. A stretch through the belly and side body. And we hold and breathe. Good. Raise your arms over your head and lower your back one vertebra at a time. Very slowly. This helps to work the core. Once the back is all the way down, open your feet wide and let your knees fall to your right. Lift one knee at a time and let your knees fall to your left, stretching your arms far behind you. Raise one knee at a time, keeping your arms stretched behind you. Stretch now your legs onto the floor. Feet should be at hip width, legs at hip width, arms behind you. We're going to take a deep breath in here. You'll breathe out. Pull the belly button inward so that it's like you're pushing your low back to the floor. Perineum lifts up. Breathe in and release. We do that again. Breathing out. Belly button goes in. Your hips will tilt a little bit. Perineum up. And breathe in and release. 5 more times. Breathe in. 4. Really good core work. Breathe in. 3. 2 more. Last one. Release. One knee at a time. Lift the knees towards the chest and squeeze them against the chest. Now we'll rock from side to side, relaxing the low back. Keep your right knee against your chest and stretch your left leg back down onto the floor. Make a nice big circle with the right foot. Change the direction of the circle. Flex your right foot and stretch your right leg as far as possible to the sky. Keeping curve in your low back so that you have the stretch really going into the hamstrings and not the low back. Pull the leg towards you and we hold. Releasing, bending the knee, cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Now, see if you can do it so that the knees go more towards the shoulders and not out to the sides. Grab around your legs and pull the knees towards your shoulders. If you keep your low back slightly curved, you're going to feel it much, much more deeply into the hip. We breathe and see if we can let go, letting go of the muscles and the soft tissue structures. Keep the legs crossed. Bring your right foot down onto the floor. Let your knees now fall to your left. Stretch your right arm out to the side. So we get into a deep twist in the waist. Really good for the core. Just this deep twist is an actual very nice stretch for your core muscles, and it keeps them tonic. Good. Raise your right arm, roll all the way to your left-hand side. Left arm underneath the head. You're going to grab your right ankle and push the knee back so you get a stretch in through the quadriceps. Bring your right knee now towards your right shoulder and roll softly onto your back. Both knees come up. Rock from side to side. Good job. Now we do the other side. Keep the left knee up at the chest. Stretch your right leg onto the floor. Big circle with the left foot. Change the direction of the circle. Perfect. Flex your left foot and stretch the leg to the sky. So if you keep that curve at the low back, you'll be able to feel the stretch really gets into your hamstrings rather than being pulled on the low back. And both knees, and cross the left ankle over the right thigh. The knees should go more towards the shoulders rather than out to the sides. Grab behind, pull the knees towards you. Keeping curve in your low back is going to help you to stretch more of the hip. Bring the right foot to the floor. Keep the legs crossed. Let your knees fall to the right. Turn your head to the left, spinal twist. So getting deep twist into those core muscles. Rolling all the way onto your right hand side. Right arm under the head. Grab a hold of your left ankle and push the knee behind you to get a stretch of the quadriceps. Bringing the left knee back up towards the shoulder. Roll onto your back. Squeeze your knees one more time to your chest. Lift your head this time and rock also from side to side. Bring your head back down. Set your feet flat on the floor and set your hands at your belly. So a lot of the work of your core muscles is related to your breath. So keeping the knees bent, I'd like you to take a deep breath in. See if you can get the lower ribs moving and a little bit the upper belly, but not the lower belly. And as you breathe out, pull your belly in and tighten all the muscles around your waist. You should feel it very strongly. It is your transversus abdominis, the deepest, deepest core muscle. Do that again. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Flatten your belly. Pull the belly button in. See if you can lower your ribs as well. Lower the ribs down. That will make a very deep contraction. Breathe in. And do it again. This time, belly goes in, ribs go down, and feel like you're lifting your perineum as well. So it's really squeezing and tightening everything at the belly. Breathe in. We'll do 2 more just like that. Breathe out. Belly button in, ribs go down, and perineum goes up. Last one. Deep breath in. And breathe out. Release. Stretching one leg at a time onto your mat. Let your toes roll out to the sides. Turn the palms of your hands to the sky. Bring your arms down by your sides. Close your eyes. And begin by relaxing your feet and your hands. Imagine there's this relaxing energy that begins the tips of your toes and the tips of your fingers, and they rise up into the hands and wrists. Into the feet and the ankles. Allow it to rise up into the legs. Rising up into the arms. Rising into the hips, low back and belly. Allow it to rise into the shoulders, the neck, and the head. And allow the energy that started in the hands to begin to move down to the chest and upper back, and the energy that started in the legs and feet to move up towards the chest and upper back. And allow them to meet and intermingle right at the chest. And as the energy intermingles, allow it to grow stronger, more powerful. Imagine it mixing as it moves down your legs again towards your feet. Moving again towards your shoulders and down your arms to your hands. Up through the neck and towards the head. And allow the pulsing and the beating of your heart to send it to every corner of your body.
Begin breathing very deeply in and out. And begin moving your fingers and your toes, coming back. Move your hands and your feet. Softly raise your arms up over your head and stretch from fingers to toes. Lifting your knees up to your chest, squeeze them in against the chest. Rock a bit from side to side. That's good. Roll all the way to your right-hand side, setting your hands down on the floor. Push against the floor to lift from the side. Good. And when you come seated, let's rub our hands together. Bringing your hands over your face, you can softly tap around the eyes and shake out. Good. This time, rubbing your hands together, I'd like you to place your hands at the forehead, and you're just going to draw your fingers across the forehead, pulling softly against the skin until you get to the temples. We'll do that 3 times. Pull across, softly stretching that skin. Once more, pull across. Now setting the fingers above your eyebrows, so just above the eyebrows, and you pull down towards the eyebrows and lift your eyebrows against your fingers 3 times. Up, pull down, lift the eyebrows. 2, and one more time. Pull down and lift. Bring your hands to your heart center. Soften completely your forehead. Let it relax completely. And I wish you all a lovely afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your week. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you very much, Anne.
You're very welcome. Thank you all very much.
Thanks, Anne.